It's Rashida. I am here. It's Sunday morning. I always do that. I feel like this is like my hello. This is my Mr. Rogers hello. Good morning. If you are new here, my name is Rashida Dow. I am the host on this channel, Sheeta's on the Loose. And it's Sunday morning, so we're here live. I go live most Sunday mornings when I feel like it. I don't know what's going on with this concealer I tried today, y'all. I switched to a HD. My StreamYard allows you to use like standard definition or high definition. I did high definition today, and now I'm looking at myself like that was not the move. Okay, but this is not what you came to talk about. If you're here Sunday morning, I go no sound. How is this happening again? Okay, everyone else has said good morning. Adelia says she can't hear me. Is anyone else not hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so Adelia out here trying to sabotage me. I shouldn't talk too much smack because let me get back to the intro and then I'll tell y'all the story. Y'all know we go down 17 different alleys. Okay, my name is Rashida Dow. I'm the host here on Sheeta's on the Loose. It says it right there on the screen. On IG, you can find me at Sheeta D. Today, we're doing a Q&A. So if you have any questions about Mexico City or anything, like we're just going to answer anything today. Good morning to everyone in the comments. My mommy's here. Hi, Mom. She left me on Friday and went back to Florida. So she's not here anymore. All of my plant babies in Florida, she was gone for almost 8 weeks, and all of my plant babies survived. I'm very excited. And they're so big. The snake plants are like 3 of them that I can see in the pictures look like they've outgrown the pots they're in. So I got to go back and take care of some of that stuff. I'm very excited about those. They were the plants that I bought when I was convalescing from knee surgery at her house. And so they make me happy. All right. The reason I said I can't talk too much smack about Adelia is that we went last night to a wine tasting in Mexico City at the beautiful, gorgeous house of this Black woman that I am in a WhatsApp group with, but I've never met before. And there were 8 Black women sitting around with a sommelier and a private chef and a waiter in the house. And we're eating all this amazing food and drinking all this wine. And then it was midnight. And if y'all know me, you know I have no business being in the streets at midnight. Midnight is not my hour. I'm like, send me home like Cinderella. Like, I don't care if it's turned into a pumpkin, I'll walk, right? Like the carriage is a pumpkin, the horses are mice or whatever. That's fine. I'll walk home. At midnight, I looked at her and I was like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do for a video tomorrow. Like I thought about it all day yesterday and I couldn't come up with something. And she was like, just do a Q&A. So we're doing a Q&A. So even though she tricked me with she can't hear me when everybody else could, we're not gonna talk about her today. We'll save talking about her for next week. But I gotta tell you, like being in another country and being surrounded by really positive Black women who are, some of them are working, some of them are not, being down here and really, really like living their best lives and acknowledging their best lives was so affirming. It was so like, I'm so glad, even though I wasn't feeling well before I went, I was so glad that I went because it was an amazing experience. And so, yeah, that was good. All right. But that means I didn't get home till 1 and I'm tired. So ask me questions or we're not going to talk about anything. All right. Let's see. If y'all ask me questions, you know I don't want to answer. I'm just going to slide right by them. I already see people in the comments asking about apartment tours. You know, I've told you a million times, we're not doing this. We're not doing apartment tours. I asked on IG earlier today what questions people wanted answers, and I'll start over there and then I'll come back to the comments here. The question from Shonda is, I know you love Mexico, but what other countries would you consider? I'm going to do a video on this. I think so. But I am always considering South Africa because I love Johannesburg. I'm thinking about Portugal, but like, not that there's anything wrong with going to a place where a lot of people are going because, hey, I'm in Mexico, but I don't know. I've never been, and I don't know that it's like a long-term spot for me. I'm thinking of, I worked with someone, a client one-on-one the other day, Thursday. I don't work on Wednesdays. Thursday. And we walked through setting up like an ideal year in Europe for her. So because of the Schengen zone, you can't be in the Schengen countries for more than 90 days and 180 days. And so we figured out how to keep her in Europe for a year, Europe, and then like Northern Africa-ish for a year, while still like following all the requirements of being in and being out and how long you can be in this country and how long you can be in that country. And it kind of sounded exciting. Like when we put it on paper, I was like, this looks like a really great itinerary. So don't be surprised if you catch me moving about a bit next year or the year after. I'm going to be in South America all of December, but I don't know where. Like I know I'm going to South America, but I don't know where I'm going. So where would I move to? Definitely Johannesburg. I've got some other potential places, but I want more than like, I like living in Mexico, but I'd like to spend a couple months in some other places. All right, now to the questions in the comments. Let's see. I said I wasn't going to talk about her, but Adelia is the first question. And I think she's trolling me. How's the apartment search going? It's not going because I haven't called anybody. I need to get on it. I reached out. I saw a Black realtor on Instagram in Mexico City. I said, hey, homie, let's do this, right? Like, show me what you got. Like, hit me up. It's been at least a week, maybe a week and a half, and this man never responded. Are you so busy with clients that you can't get back to me? I don't think so. I think you're not about your business, is what I think it is. So I'm moving on. Tried to give my business to a Black realtor down here, and I got nothing, not even an acknowledgement that he ever saw the message. Okay. So I need to work on that. And one of the reasons Adelia asked is because last night we went to a neighborhood. I have never been inside. I've been to the neighborhood before. I've passed through, but I've never been inside of a home in the neighborhood before. And when I walked in, I was like, how do I move her and her family out and move in? Like, what do I have to do? Who do I have to talk to put her on the street and take over her home? What would that look like? Gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Everything. I walked in and I was like, this is so me. This is so me. It was a gorgeous home. But apparently making children homeless is not the thing to do around here. So that's not really a good plan. So I need to figure something else out. But I was like, move me in, like move me into this home. So I'm going to be looking for homes in that neighborhood too. I thought I was looking mostly at apartments until I saw that house. And I was like, this is an option here. Okay. All right. Let me see something. Liberato, thank you for the super chat. Have you considered living in different countries and segments throughout the year? Example, 3 months in one country, 3 months in another. Yes. That's kind of what I was talking about before. I'll probably keep Mexico City as my home base for a while, but I want to spend more time in other countries. I just don't know which ones. And it's December. It's not December. It feels like it's December. It's October. And so I don't know when I'm going to be planning for. Maybe like June of next year, I'll start doing more traveling. What's rude? Me trying to put someone out? NW? Is that what was rude? Yes, it was. But I told her. Wait, what are we talking about? I might have missed something in the comments. Oh, NW's making banana bread while we chit chat. You gonna send some over? Who's sending over some food? Who is sending over some food? Okay. So the apartment search is not going, but it will soon. It'll crank up. Pilar Helene says, how is your Spanish learning going? Can you share your routine if you have one? I have a Spanish lesson about once a week, but because I was on vacation last week and my mom was here this week, I didn't do Spanish either one of those weeks, so I need to get back in it. The routine is going good. The last time I met with her, we went over nationalities. So I know how to pronounce, if I can remember the words, I know how to say that someone is from a country or they are that nationality. So I can say I am from America or I am American. But I was like, when am I ever going to need to say this person is Norwegian in Spanish? Like, what is it? Like, this doesn't feel like I need to use it. And then I used it like 4 days later. I was like, this feels like one of those lessons that, like, have you ever used Duolingo where you're doing a lesson and you're just putting the words together and then they have you making a sentence like, the horse ordered wine, and you're like, that's not going, like, I guess I'll need to know how to say ordered wine in French, right? But like the horse, like it just I felt like on Duolingo, but things didn't add up. And then when I got to that lesson, it reminded me of that. Like, when am I ever going to need to say this person is from Qatar in Spanish? The next week, someone asked me a question, and I was like, oh, I know this. I know this. So it's going well. I'm learning things. I am absorbing them. I am using them. My Spanish is getting better. It's mostly, I think, a confidence thing right now. Like, I took Spanish for years. I'm not fluent, but now that I'm feeling more confident about my Spanish because of the lessons, I think people are understanding me more because I'm louder and I'm saying it with my chest more. And, that's what it requires. All right. Let's see. All right, more questions. Hello, Hope and Victory from Germany. Hey, Tana, thanks for watching. Oh, Cutie Pie, y'all have a Maryland meetup? Y'all always stay in these streets. Always doing something. Oh, Joan, I hope you're going somewhere fun. You're on a runway waiting to take off. I hope you're having an amazing time. Rosanna from Waffle Cat Studio Web Design says, what's the most surprising thing you've learned about yourself since moving abroad? I don't have an answer for that because my time abroad has coincided with the pandemic. So I don't know if the things that I'm learning about myself are because I live in Mexico City now or because the whole world is like going through something that we consider unprecedented, even though there are precedents, right? Like, I don't quite know what I've learned about myself. I know that, like, I love my own space, but I've always known that. I enjoy being alone. I love my own company. I'm a very interesting person. I love my own company. But I don't know that there's any one thing that I can say, I can point to and say I learned about this because I learned this about myself because I moved abroad versus it's a whole panty out here and we're just trying to make it through day to day. I don't know. Okay. Janelle says, I thought your mom moved to Mexico City. No, she got her residency in Mexico and then she spent 5 weeks in the state of Guanajuato. And then she's looking for her, like, the city that's home. She was considering Merida, but like, I told her, I'm not coming out there. Like, you can go to Merida. I won't be going. I won't be visiting. Like, I'll visit once a year in whatever the coldest month is, like December, January. But other than that, you better find some friends out there. Merida. Adele says, even I can't kill a snake plant, but you can kill a rubber tree. You can kill a rubber tree. Once again, you can kill a rubber tree. So I don't know why you're in the comments talking about you can't kill a snake plant. Isn't she gorgeous though? Look at this monstera. I love that, like, I have nothing in my backdrop, but this huge plant, and you're only seeing about half of her. All right, I have a plant thing. What are the pros and cons of Lake Chapala versus Guadalajara, in your opinion, to move to? I have never lived in either. I've visited both Lake Chapala and Guadalajara. Guadalajara was boring to me, and Lake Chapala was more boring to me. Okay, so this is something I don't really think I really knew. I really like city life. Mexico City has broken me for other cities. Like, I think I can only live in mega cities now. I think that's where we are. I went to Querétaro last week and I was like, I see the buildings, but like, where's the city? Where's the energy? Where are the people? What's happening? This feels like country as F. Like, what's happening here? It just, and I felt the same way. I didn't feel like Guadalajara was a city. I felt like Guadalajara was a city, but it was a city with nothing that I really wanted to do. Lake Chapala is not a city. So I thought I was wrong. So I like to find out from the locals, like, am I tripping? So we went to this restaurant, and I asked the owner of the restaurant what there was to do in Lake Chapala. This man lives there. He has a restaurant there. He was like, nothing. There's nothing to do here. There's nothing. He was like, it's not for any kind of young people. He's like, old people only. Now, he might have just been like, get your ass on, right? Like, you don't belong in this city. This is our old people city. We want to keep it to ourselves. But I couldn't see anything to do. The man said there was nothing to do. I took his word for it. I said, okay, all right. There's nothing to do here. Okay, so it depends on what you are. If you want quiet, kind of like more, not country, but like less big city life, and you want to be near water, Lake Chapala sounds lovely in that set of circumstances. If you want like a medium-sized city, Guadalajara, sure, go for it. I was like, okay, what else? Like, I kept saying, like, what else is there to do here? What else? And it wasn't enough for me. And no, NW, we're doing Bitcoin next week on the 24th. So we're talking about Bitcoin. Thanks for bringing that up, NW. Next week on September 24th, I'm having a Black female Bitcoin expert come and talk to us about like Bitcoin for beginners. Like, what is it that I need to know? I need to do research to figure out like how to ask her questions that don't sound like I've never even heard of Bitcoin before, because that is my level of expertise right now. If you need to do that research too, if you need to read up a little, hit an article or two to know like how to ask her the questions that you really want answered, we got a week, y'all. We got a week to get ready for her. Her name is Cleve Messidor, and she's joining us next week. I'll put the info up in the next day or two. Bitcoin and blockchain and stuff that I haven't been interested in getting into it. I think we talked about this on my IG live on Thursday. I go live Thursday afternoons at 8 p.m. And like, there's too many people in the Bitcoin world that look and sound like they're running game, and I don't feel like figuring out who is who, right? Like, what do y'all? I'm not interested. All right. Janelle says, how has your psychological/physiological, I guess, well-being changed since leaving the States? Psychology is hard again because pandemic, right? There was a time where I was like, I was talking to my therapist, the first one or the second one. I'm seeing neither of them now. Long story. We'll talk about it another day. I need another find a therapist section. Oh, I have something. Okay. So I was talking to my therapist and I was like, I haven't gone outside in like a week. This must have been this was back in February or March, because I got my therapist real quick. So back in February, March, I was like, I feel like I haven't gone outside in like a week and a half or 2 weeks. And I don't know if that means there's something wrong with me. And she was like, it's a pandemic. Like what? And I was like, no, like I don't know if I'm depressed or whatever. She was like, it's a pandemic. Like that doesn't mean you're depressed. It just means that like outside is kind of scary. And we talked about things, and she was like, are you don't want to go outside, so you're not going to the grocery store. Do you have enough food to eat, or are you starving? And I was like, no, girl, like my grocery deliveries are sitting outside on the balcony so they can air out a bit before I clean them off. But no, I'm eating, like the food is coming. And she was like, then what are we even talking about? Like, it's a pandemic. So to say that I think psychologically I'm doing really well. The challenge is the pandemic. Physiologically, I've had some weird things coming up. I've had some tummy issues, and I don't want to scare anyone. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm having tummy issues. I don't know if I'm drinking bad water. Like I went to a restaurant. I went to a pop-up. My friend's Jamaican restaurant pop-up. Teresa Meza, who runs a Jamaican restaurant La Jamaica down here. And the owner of the cafe brought us water. I don't know if it was bottled because I couldn't see what he was doing in the back. And I had that was Friday, and I had a bad tummy situation yesterday. I don't really usually get impacted like that. And so it was a weird thing. I don't know if it's like, because at home I always drink bottled water. So then I was like, maybe it's the bottled water. I don't know. But other than that, I'm so much more relaxed. I'm stress free. My body feels lighter, less tight. I'm getting thick. Don't ask questions. I am getting thick. But I feel like I feel better overall. So, things are going well. Things are going well. I am looking for something for you though, because we talked about therapy and no, I'm Googling something. I know a Black female therapist who is accepting new clients. And I know a lot of times the problem is that we cannot find people who are accepting new clients. So I'm trying to get that information for you. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. All right. So this is her link to her website. I'm going to drop in now. TGA Counseling. If you're looking for a Black female therapist, tell her I sent you. This is her website. Command B. Boom. And then here is a link to just book a session with her. Boom. Right there. So if your answer is that you can't find a therapist, a session with the therapist, and you can't find a Black female therapist that has availability, here we go. All right. Okay. So psychologically, I think I'm doing well. Physically, I feel like I'm doing well. Leaving the States has been great. Whenever I come back to the States, I'm like, y'all real stressed about everything. Like the traffic and the honking and the unhappy people. People get mad at the grocery store. It's not like that out here. It's not. People are just like, fine most of the time. Ignoring the show us your closet question. Are you seeing many stops to show your passports in Mexico City? Hearing from folks in Merida that this is now a major issue. I have heard that they're doing more immigration checks in Mexico. So I have a residency card. I have temporary residency. So I don't go out without my temporary residency card, but no one has ever asked me. Been here since last December. No one has ever asked me for my passport or my temp or any kind of residency, anything. So it might be happening. It has not happened to me. It's a really big city. So, like I said, it could be a thing here. I just don't know yet. Tina Skeens needs a tour guide for her birthday in February. If you are coming, if that means you're coming to Mexico City, let me see if I can find. Yes, boop boop boop. This one came up quickly. I have not taken a tour with these people, but I've heard good things about their tours. So I'm going to drop off this Mexico City tour guide. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, because I don't know tour guides anywhere else. I obviously don't know them here because, okay, so I dropped that in the comments, Tina Skeens, if that's what you're looking for a tour guide for. They also do tours. It's Mexico a pie, so on foot. And they do tours. If you want a food tour, the only people in Mexico City to do a food tour with are Eat Like a Local Mexico. Come on. Come on. Come on. Gonna drop this too. You can also tell them Rashida sent you. Mexico City food tours. They also do tequila tours. Lots of tours. Okay. Selena Davis, I have sister locks. How hard is it to find someone? We talked about this last night at dinner. There were 8 of us, and we were all commiserating about the fact that we can't find anyone in Mexico City to do our hair. And that if a Black hairdresser moved down here, she would make a ton of money. You could be living if you're a Black hairdresser and you want to get out of the US and you want to do hair somewhere, come to Mexico City, do hair here. The Black woman will be lined up at your door. There are braiders in the area. It's very hard to get someone who charges appropriate prices, responds to messages, and braids well. Like you might be able to get one of the 3 if you're really, really lucky, 2 of the 3, but all 3 is just we haven't found them in one person. We haven't found that magic person. So sister locks, girl. A lot of women here in Mexico City get their hair done when they go back to the US for any reason. To get their hair done there. We talked about this on Thursday as well on IG. There are some Mexican women down here who braid hair. I haven't tried it yet, and I don't think I will. But yeah, I think sister locks. There are other cities where there are Black hairdressers who are doing things like Querétaro, but Mexico City is missing out on that. All right, banana bread. How about Ghana? Have you been there? I've never been to Ghana. It's on my list, but I've just never been. Peyton says she's trying to apartment sit, posted that listing on Trusted House Sitters. I signed up for Trusted House Sitters and walked away and never looked back. I have not done a thing. I need to set up my listing for my home and start, set up my profile so that I can look at other people's places because I can't. I haven't done a thing yet. With my mom here, she's a lovely woman who loves me and takes my time. All right. Okay, what's foul? Are we still talking about me trying to get that woman out of her house? Is that? I'm late in the comments. I think that's what y'all talking about. She'll be all right. I told her, listen, if I'm plotting something trifling about you, I'm going to tell you. So like I told her, the minute I stepped inside your house, my plan was to move in. The minute I stepped in and looked around, I was like, how can I be here? I told her. So it's much less trifling because I'm not plotting behind your back. I'm plotting in your face. Like, right, we're here. I'm plotting. Should be all right. Offer her a bag full of money for her to move. I don't think my bag is that big. I don't think. I don't think my bag of money could be that big. Johannesburg seems the opposite of Mexico City. I found it not walkable, food okay, and the sun felt like an X-ray, even in the 70s. I don't know. I loved it there. I don't know. Different strokes. Boop, 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 boop. All right, let me go back. I just jumped through some of these comments. Oh, why does it do this? Did I just get rid of all your... Okay, here we go. What would you consider the best neighborhoods in Mexico City? Plan to be there for about 2 weeks in December. I don't know that I have like a best neighborhood. I think it depends on what you're looking for. So Shakira, if you're still watching, drop in the comments what you're looking for your visit. If you're staying for 2 weeks, I don't know if there's necessarily a best neighborhood versus a more convenient neighborhood. If I was only going to be somewhere for 2 weeks in Mexico City, because of the way traffic operates, I would figure out the things I wanted to see and where I wanted, like where they were on the map, and stay somewhere close to them. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot of time in a car. Yeah. If you're going to be here a longer time, that's like neighborhoods, of course, matter more. But if it's only 2 weeks, there are so very few bad neighborhoods here, like that I would say think about proximity to what you want to do. All right. My mom says get the house with the bedroom for her. See how she makes it about her. This isn't about you. I am trying to put that woman out her house. It's about me. It's not about you. All right. Janelle says that Johannesburg is not on her list because she wants walkable cities or cities with good transportation system. I get it. All right. The agent not responding. Oh, yeah, the agent not responding. I didn't, like maybe he never saw the message. Maybe he is super busy. I get it. Great. But like, if you can't respond to me in a week, I probably can't do business with you. All right. After all I've been hearing about Georgia, I want to check it out soon. Yeah, Georgia, the country, I do want to check out. Are you going to continue the videos RE stock market investing? As a whole, y'all weren't watching it. Like, I know there are a few of you who were like, yes, this is exactly what I want. And for the people who loved it, they were happy to watch it. But as my audience at large was like, no, thank you. And making videos is hard work. So if people are not going to watch it, I'm not going to make it. Like, I'm not interested in doing work that isn't going to be, in creating things that aren't going to be consumed. So I might, but it's definitely less of a priority now because, like I said, people weren't, they performed very poorly compared to other content on this channel. So, all right. NW asked about today's lip color. Y'all ask all the best questions. It is today's lip color is Boss Lady by the Lip Bar. I dropped an affiliate link in the comments. Go on ahead and grab it. If you use my affiliate link, you do not pay any more. I think you might get a discount, and I'll get like 32 cents. It's one of my favorite reds. It stays on until you take it off. On Thursday, they asked about the lip color, and I was like, I don't know where it is. So today I was prepared. All right, Dika, I'm way behind on comments. Dika says, yes, Duolingo, and I wonder all the time why I need to know certain sentences. Yes, like what? Why do I need to know? It's always a horse with me in Duolingo. Like, why do we keep talking about this horse? I don't care about this horse. I don't. Like, no, thank you. Peyton says stock market investing videos, please. Is anyone following the investments of Senate? I heard about white people doing that and making big money. I'm not. I don't. Maybe more investing videos, but we're gonna start with Bitcoin next week because we need to get a handle on what's going on there. Because we decided collectively that we don't know enough a couple weeks ago, so we're gonna learn more. Waffle Cat says she likes Memrise for language learning. Let's see. Did my mom like house sitting? Yes, she loved house sitting. Loved it. But then she was like, but I can't leave the house because the dog will be alone. You're in San Miguel de Allende and you're not leaving the house because you don't want the dog to be alone? I don't think that's the way house sitting is supposed to work. It's not. Stephanie says Lake Chapala is best for seniors. There's not much to do. That man was like, it is an old people town. Please be gone. It was really like, there's nothing for younger people to do. Nothing to do. Leave, eat your food, pay your bill, and please leave my city. Like, okay, sure. Good morning, G. Alexander K. All right. Yeah, I think Guadalajara is really boring, but other people don't. So it depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what you're looking for. After being in Mexico City, was like, how come there isn't like something to do on every block? Something I can see, something like where's the life and the energy? But whatever. Listen. Is the lake nice in Lake Chapala? We can move past that one. I didn't think so. All right. Merida traumatized me, says Peyton. Okay. We're still talking about Bitcoin. Is Veracruz boring? I've never been to Veracruz. If you've been to Veracruz and you have an opinion about how it is, let S. Taylor know in the comments. I have not been. Listen. Okay. Ruby Red says Lake Chapala is beautiful, as well as Guadalupe Querétaro. Merida, the Yucatan Peninsula, is stunning. No one says they're not stunning. We say the weather's bad in Merida, right? And Querétaro is boring. And Lake Chapala is boring. Beautiful gowns. But like, and then what? Can she sing? Beautiful gowns, right? Like, y'all know, it's not. No, Stephanie and I have never talked. I don't know if Stephanie's ever talked to Terry Ijeoma. I haven't. But maybe. I get the impression of it right now. Sis is booked and busy and blessed. I don't know if she's talking to people about stock trading, like on platforms like this. I don't know. Peyton says, I lost 15 pounds in Mexico, but I cooked and walked a ton. Yeah, people lose. Most people who come to Mexico long-term say they lose weight because they're eating and walking. Miss Deb, I dropped, Deb asked about tour offerings. I'm going to drop again the links to the food tour. The only food tour to take. You like a local Mex, and I've taken it and I love it. That's why I recommend it. And Mexico a pie is a walking tour, but I've never gone with them. I think I'm going to drag Adelia out and we're going to do it one day. So try that out. All right. Latoya says, therapy has helped me so much in making my decision to exit the country. Yeah, without my therapist, I would probably still be in the Bay Area, mad at people. Mad. All right. Stephanie says she's definitely not doing talking to Terry because stock trading is work. I don't do it. I'm not personally interested in it, and I tend to talk about things I'm personally at least curious about on this channel. Like, I'm not that interested in Bitcoin, but I'm curious, so we'll talk about Bitcoin. But like, actual trading is work. Like, if that's how you make your money, that's work. But all right. Let's see. NW says she was using BetterHelp. I hear great things about BetterHelp, but you want a Black female therapist now. I linked to Trisha. Let me link to her again. This is the link to book a session with her. I already dropped in the link to her website. Book a session, a therapy session. You know what? Do this another day. All right, I got it. All right. All right. I'm a Black therapist and expat. If you're out of the USA, a therapist can and will lose their license. I had to change up expat consultation in order to see clients abroad. Yeah, I had to finesse. I had a white therapist who was willing to finesse the system to allow, like, to see me. And then I had a Black therapist who was like, no. I was like, you know what? I know what the rules are. I'm not mad about that, but okay. Any progress on the storage? When you hear that I'm back in the Bay Area, know that I'm going through my storage. If I have not gone back to the Bay Area, my storage is still sitting there, and they are still charging me every month for it. All right. Miss Bailey 2, you get your hair braided to keep it neat. Where do you get your hair braided, Mrs. Bailey? Are you in Mexico City? Let us know. Listen. Alan W says, we desperately need Black hairdressers in Japan. We need Black hairdressers in Japan desperately. We could also use a Black hair beauty supply. Yes. Yes. Oh, Mrs. Bailey says she has about 4 or 5 people braid her hair in Monterey. She found a salon in Monterey. Y'all are in the comments chatting. Okay. Every once in a while, this thing just skips and I can't find where I was. There are people who talk about Oaxaca. They like Oaxaca. Talking about Terry, Ijeoma. Hey, Rashida. Shakira says, I want to be near restaurants, museums, things that are walkable. I may be there longer. I'll be in Mexico for the entire month of December, but starting in Playa. You could be in Centro Histórico. You could be in Roma Norte. You could be in... The thing about the problem I have with that, it's not a big problem, is that every single neighborhood has restaurants and museums, right? So like, if you want to be near Chapultepec, where the Anthropology Museum is, Condesa is a great neighborhood to be in. But I would say like 90% of the neighborhoods in Mexico City are walkable and have some kind of museum or something there that you can go see and do. Peyton, would you be open to doing a small group class for investing? No. Let's see. You and Adelia inspired me. I opened both the Fidelity and Schwab accounts. Yay. Yes, I forgot to mention, The lip bar. The lip bar is Black owned. Melissa, somebody, I think. Black owned brand. She may have gone to FAMU, or I'm making that up. I don't know. The lip bar. All right, let's see. People in the States are stressed about money, COVID, creeping fascism, and climate crisis. Yes. But those problems are other places, and other people don't deal with it the way Americans deal with it. Let's see. Hey, Krishan. Peyton found Veracruz boring as hell and a little scary, but I was on the part and realized you're on the port and realized you don't like port cities. When you decided to move abroad, how did you decide what to take with you? Funny story, but I mostly brought like clothes I wanted to have with me, things that felt good to me, and that was about it. When I moved down here the second time, the first time it was like my laptop, my camera, that kind of thing, but a lot of clothes. And I bought furniture when I came down here. I didn't move down here with a shipping container. But since I have so many things in storage, it's not off the table yet. All right. Alan W says or asks, what cities have you visited that were great for dating? None. None is my answer to that. None. I went on a date in Paris that wasn't terrible. But when you're only in a city for a limited amount of time, it becomes like, do I want to go experience this thing that I can't experience anywhere else? Or do I want to go on a date? I don't like dating that much. Not that much. Like, I want to go see the things I can't see in other places. And if that's what happens on the date, great. Like, if we can go to a museum I've always wanted to go to on a date, great. But if we're just eating food and I got to figure out whether I like you and I'm not going to be here that long, no, not for me. All right. Mooney Bo says, how did the CNBC interview come about? The producer emailed me. I was like, can we talk to you? That's it. I think she saw some of my videos on here and she's like, hey, let's talk. And that is it. Let's see what other questions you have. Cutie Pie is heading to the Maryland meetup. Y'all really, like, after Exodus Homecoming, y'all created your little families and you do the thing, and I love it. I love it. All right. Waffle Cat says, how can I even tell what country you're in? If you're talking about therapists, it's really hard to go to a therapy session and not talk about where you live, right? Because like it's a big part of your experience. And so for me, it was like I either hide this from my therapist or I tell them and see whether they want to continue working with me. And one did and one didn't. I think I just quit everything to follow my career 2 years ago. And the pandemic, working music festivals, I'm about to quit and just go and become a housewife. That feels like a fail. Any help? Why? I think that question is why does that feel like a fail? Like, what about being a housewife feels like a fail? And what help are you looking for? right? Like it's a vague question, so I can't answer it. But I would say maybe sit with why being a housewife feels like a fail, and maybe you'll be able to figure out if that's not the right thing for you, what the right thing is. Life After Fear asks, moving with teen daughter, large dog, and 2 cats, are there neighborhoods with more houses with gardens rather than apartments that are safe? So I went to Coyoacan this week with my mom, and she loved it. She's looking for a house with a garden, and she loved Coyoacan. The neighborhood we were in last night was Escandon. Escandon. So we were in Escandon last night. I don't know how the yards are because I didn't go outside, but the house was lovely. So neighborhoods, picking this up. Escandon was cute. Coyoacan was cute. Coyoacan is really gorgeous. If that's what you're looking for, it's not what everybody's looking for. So the thing, like I said before, about Mexico City is if you don't have anywhere in the city you want to be regularly, you can live anywhere. If you have places you need to be, whether because of work or something else, or school or something, you need to live near where you need to be because it's not. It's not. Krishan says, do you need to have both Fidelity and Schwab? I have Fidelity, but I'm wondering if you need both. If you're talking about fee-free checking, I have a Schwab account and it refunds me for any bank fees I get charged abroad. Adelia has a Fidelity account. I think they do the same thing. So I think they both have brokerages and they both have fee-free checking accounts. So one or the other is fine. All right, so Lip Bar is Melissa Butler. She's from Detroit. And yes, maybe from FAMU. What's my VPN reco? I use VPN 360, but it doesn't work on my computer, so I don't love it. I use it on my phone. It doesn't work on my computer. I have a new one from my phone, from my computer. Let me see if I can find the link for it because I don't remember the name. VPN. No, I don't see it. My impression is that most of the VPNs, there's not a big difference in quality from VPN to VPN. I could be wrong. Somebody else let me know if you think there is, but I don't find a big difference. Nicole Butler says port cities tend to be sketchy. Some can be. I think it also depends on how close you are to the port. All right. Let's see. Hey, Lorraine, you haven't seen me in a while. Hey. She said she misses my face. It's my face. Do I recommend Schwab or Fidelity? Apples and apples. Apples and apples. If you want, I recommend doing what's easier for you. Whatever platform you use that makes the most sense to you. So if you have money in Fidelity, I would say open a fee-free checking account with Fidelity. If you don't, and you want to use Schwab, use Schwab. I don't think you're going to see a big difference. Let's see. Do I maintain a fixed address while abroad for bank DMV purposes? Yes, my mom's address. I spent a year there last year, so it's my address. If I decide to live in Mexico one day, what other countries are you considering? I answered that early on in this video. Basically, hi, Karen Louise. Basically, South Africa, and I don't know. Some other places, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm one of those people that wants to like see the whole world and spend like months around the world, but I don't necessarily want to move somewhere else. Let's see. But if Fiona says she needs a house with a garden. Waffle Cat, Rosanna has chickens? Are we going to talk about that, Rosanna? The fact that you have chickens? You didn't tell us about that. We've never seen these chickens. Show us the chickens. You got to post to your stories about these chickens. Jim asks if I like a high percent allocation to stock market versus bonds, especially with long time horizon in the future. I'm 38 at 100% equity while working. I don't give people advice about what to do with their money. I am heavy in stocks versus bonds, but like, is it the best strategy for anyone else? I don't know. It's what works for me. All right. You sound like you don't do public transport. Is that because of COVID, personal preference, or bad public transport in Mexico City? I don't live near any public transportation that is going to get me where I need to go quickly. Like I don't live near a metro. If I did live near a metro, I would take it regularly. It's cheap. It works. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I have taken it when I'm in the center of town and going somewhere else near the center of town. To get to a metro here from where I live, I would have to walk a mile, or I would have to take a bus or an Uber to the metro. I'm not doing all that. Most time Ubers here cost me under $3. I'm just gonna hop in an Uber. If I gotta take a bus, my time is worth more than walking a mile to get on a train to go somewhere. I'll take an Uber. All right. But public transportation in Mexico is good. Like there are buses that run everywhere. There are trains, good. But where I live isn't convenient to them. Stop jumping around. All right. Y'all confuse me in these comments. I was talking about setting up a beehive. Y'all out here being real nature people. Jane of the Jungle or whatever, like a beehive? You can tell I'm not an outside person. I am not an outside person. So my mom and I joke about this. She has this, like, she has to live in places where she has a garden and she can go outside and garden. And I'm like, that's outside. I'm not interested. But then I'm like, but look at all my plant babies inside. I am an inside person. And so I even bring my plants inside. But outside, chickens and bees? A Chafin, or is it I? We're going to say A. Can you suggest where to find a business coach? No. But what I'll say is going to sound corny, but almost every business coach these days is on Instagram. So I would say look around, hit some of those hashtags that make sense for the very specific type of business you want to run. So if you want to run a drop shipping business, look in the drop shipping hashtags for like coat business coaches and follow them for at least a month before you hire someone. See how they talk to people, see how they talk about their business, see that they're dropping knowledge, and not everything isn't just an ad. Like see that they're actually helping people and not just trying to get your money. Like that's the hardest part. Sign up for their email lists and see what happens, see what like they talk about on their email lists. So I definitely say that like once you think you know a coach, you want a coach, figure out the exact type of coach you want and the level of business you're at and the type of clients they serve. So I went to a business coach's webinar a couple months ago, and on the webinar, they made it seem like they served people who were making $300 a month, and they served people who were making $300,000 a month. And like, those people don't need the same thing. And in my mind, those people shouldn't be in the same program, right? If you're making $300 a month and this person's making $300,000 a month, you do not need the same thing from a coach. I don't even think you need the same coach, right? And so the fact that she was like, I can do this or I can do this, and it was the same program she was doing it all in, I was like, nah, girl. Like there's no, like, who are you specializing in helping? It was like, if you have a business, I'm here for you. And it was like, but like, what kind of business? Oh, you're not gonna be specific about that? Okay, all right. You're not gonna be specific about the size of the business or what the person needs. Do they need to figure out how to open and operate and do all the things? Or do they need to figure out how to scale and become more of a CEO versus working, like doing the daily kind of grunt work in their business? Like what's happening here? So make sure when you are hiring a business coach, you get as much information as you can about these people and their programs, and you know that it's a good fit for the type of business you are and where you are in your business, because it's a lot of scam-a-lama online. It is. You got to focus up. So since then, I keep seeing the same coach do more webinars. In fact, Adelia asked me about her the other day, and I was like, I would never take her program. I would never take her program because it's unclear to me who this program is. If I've sat through an hour and a half of you doing a webinar and pitching your program, and you're telling us you could help from like, I can barely pay for the computer programs I need to use each month versus like, I got yacht money each month. I don't know. I said, no, I won't be doing that. LOL, I opened Schwab and Fidelity for their specific ETF. Yay, smart, because you want to buy through the company that created the ETF, not through, I don't believe in buying through secondary companies. Like I'm not buying Vanguard ETFs on Fidelity. It's just smart. All right. Fresh eggs. We have 4 chickens. My husband made the most gorgeous house for them. I'm still jealous about it. We need pictures. And W says, I just stick to mutual funds. They seem to be the easiest way to get started. I am at least 15 years into investing, and I still stick with mutual funds. Give me easy any day. Any day of the week, give me easy. I'm there. Thank you. It doesn't need to be difficult. I think a lot of us, we get into the habit, not what I wanted to do. We get into the habit of thinking that in order to be successful or to have something go well, it has to be difficult, and it doesn't. And so I'm very much about like, what is the easiest way to do it? Selena Davis says, for a person that's bopping around the country, what cell phone service do you suggest? If you're bopping around multiple countries, I definitely recommend Google Fi. Here is a link that will give you a discount. And yes, I'm waiting for that link. I haven't sent it to her. I hope she's still watching. She can grab it here. Abba has hives at an urban farm in Detroit. Greta asks if I plan on staying in Mexico permanently. What is permanently? I don't know. Another couple of years at least as a home base. I don't know anything else in that. Celeste says the trains you mentioned that run in Mexico City are running all over the whole country, so you can bop around and visit other states. They do not have a train system for transportation, like a long distance train system. It's just the metro in Mexico City. So like any major metro, like the NYC metro system runs in New York City, but you're not going to take it to like Delaware. It's the same thing. Like it's just the city metro, but it's not like Europe where you can take a train from like one place to the next, or even Amtrak in the US. They don't do that here. Lots of mountains and like fringe it, and it's this weird shaped country. It's not weird shaped, but it's not like it twists around and whatever. But no. Lavelle is moving to Mexico in November. Congrats, Lavelle. Y'all are really in here talking about beehives. I don't trust y'all in these comments. All right. Shelly Ann, you didn't have to put the Jamaican flag for me to know, girl. Shelly Ann Gordon is such a Jamaican name. All right, Providence, Rhode Island. I see you coming through. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Kenya. Anne Marie from Bald Girl Will Travel has interviews with several Black woman coaches on her channel. Like I said, most coaches don't come cheap, so you want to vet that they're a good fit for you, not just that they're saying the right thing. So a lot of coaches, I say this as a coach, a lot of coaches sound good because they know what they're talking about. But if you're entering a program that's like a one size fits all and they're stuffing 17 different sizes in the one size fits all, you're going to be disappointed. Unless you're like unless you are the size she's actually working with, you're going to be disappointed. All right. Okay. Well, that was the end of the questions. We've been doing this for over an hour, so I'm very happy to end this now. Unless you guys have more questions you want to talk about. I'm trying to think of what I haven't told you. We are talking about Bitcoin next week. From Burnout to Bliss, we had our first group coaching post homecoming yesterday morning. And it was, in my coaching experience, it was one of the best experiences of my life. Like it was in from like my experience coaching, I was like, this feels so good. The people in there are so amazing. So it's still open. You can enroll and start your first session in November, middle of November somewhere. We'll do a group coaching again. The earlier you start, the earlier you'll be ready to move abroad. So don't hesitate. If you have questions about From Burnout to Bliss, you can hit me up on any social media site or email me. Don't email me. Hit me up in the DMs or ask me a comment in Thingy. The last time I gave out an email address, people didn't act right with it. And so I'm not doing that again. Have a great day, Angela. Angela, I can't think of any financial education books I recommend. So many of them right now are very specific on the topics. So I think I'm writing this down, Angela. We're going to talk about books soon. Boop, 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 boop. My notes are kind of a hot mess, but we're going to find what I'm looking for. Right here. I'm going to write that down. And then we'll talk about different books on different topics. Adelia, if you're still here, do you have books you recommend for Greta? Abba got her module done. Abba was at coaching yesterday. Wasn't it amazing? Wasn't it just like special? It was really good. It was just such a great session with women who were like supportive of each other and really happy to be together, and just the best thing ever. All right. Adelia mentioned Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. I've heard good things about it. I've never read it. So let me add that to my to-read list. I hear people recommend it all the time. So Greta is already reading it. We'll find some more books, Greta. We will. Alan mentioned Figures, Black-owned telecommunications phone service provider with a Globetrotter service. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up. Waffle Cat asks me what I'm reading now. The last thing I was reading was Good to Great, but I didn't read it in time, so the library snatched it back, so I gotta get it. No, that was not Good to Great. What was I reading? What was I reading, y'all? I don't remember. God, what was it? I don't remember. Okay, so a couple more questions came in on IG. One was about tour guides, which I've answered here a couple times, and the other was about safety in Mexico City right now. Mexico City is safer than almost all US cities. That's it. I can say it 1,000 times. That's it. All right. Thanks, y'all. I will talk to you on Sunday, unless I have another video out before then. And if you're not following me on IG, Sheeta D, let's talk over there. It's a great place to stay in touch. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.